Have to weigh both and then decide whether he wants to give him 10 years, whether he wants to give him 3 years or less. Also the test law, the law as it exists for hit and run cases. I don't think in most hit and run cases that I know of, 10 years have been given in recent times. In most cases it's been 3 years, which is the maximum that has been given in the Alistair Pereira case. So all these factors you are saying will weigh on a judge. There are mitigating factors and there are factors that go against Salman Khan. So the black buck case will be a factor in this case.
Will be a considerable factor.
You know, that's an interesting point. So really, in a sense, Salman Khan is now at the crossroads, literally in life. We are told he has broken down in court when that order was given by Judge Deshpande there in the Sessions Court. Ankit Tyagi, tell us a little bit more about what's happening. You were with fans of Salman. Are they being able to digest the enormity of that verdict at the moment?
Not at all. In fact, most of them, in fact, I also saw just tears in their eyes, and most of them are just walking back from here. But as far as the proceedings in the court are concerned, let me just bring you up to speed, Rajdeep, what's happening inside. Salman Khan, still his lawyers are arguing for the minimum sentence. As I told you earlier, that Alistair Pereira case and Nuria Haveliwala case were the ones that they are citing as examples. In fact, the lawyer as of now has said that the aggravating circumstances of a number of people dying and the other factors in other two cases upheld by the Supreme Court is not present in Salman Khan's case. So they are, in fact, as of now, trying to somehow get the minimum punishment for Salman Khan. What we have also been told that his family, those who are inside, are extremely upset. Both the brothers are, in fact, not even, they are just hearing the allegations, not looking up, their heads are down, and the entire family is extremely disappointed and upset with what is happening inside as of now. Very interestingly, Rajiv, a word about the session judge who is in fact presiding over at this moment, who has pronounced Salman Khan guilty. D.W. Deshpande, what we have been told, is a no-nonsense judge. In fact, in the last 13 or 14 months, he had very specifically told the defense not to delay the case. He said, I do not want to waste a single minute inside the court. So make sure that you come prepared. Do not try and delay the case. So he was, in fact, trying, to just wrap up the case quickly, has given enough time to defend. And now, as soon as the verdict was pronounced, the argument on the quantum of punishment have begun. So now, what we have been told from inside is that in the next half an hour, 45 minutes, Salman Khan's fate would be sealed, and the quantum of the arguments will then be over. Then the judge will take his time to ponder over these arguments, and he will come out with his sentencing in Salman Khan's case.
So at least after 13 years, the trial itself has been a year long. The case itself has gone on for 13 years. Today, at least, it appears that the Sessions Court is moving in fast forward mode. It doesn't happen too often that the arguments begin almost straight away. Normally, the judge gives a day before the arguments start, but he's at least started the arguments on quantum of punishment right away.
Rajiv, can I make one point?
Yes, please go ahead.
On a slightly different context and perhaps against the wind.
Yes.
Rajdeep, it's very unfortunate that some people was killed and 4 were injured. And here, Salman, of course, was charged under the Indian Penal Code, Bombay Prohibition Act and Motor Vehicles Act. But Rajdeep, this case should also throw up the overriding responsibility of the state that there should not be any poor people in the country who have to sleep on the pavement or on the road. So if the state,
you are making an interesting point. I know that people have made it. I have heard this debate that look, who is responsible? If you sleep on the pavement, then you are virtually asking for it. Hold on, Mr. Bhattacharya. You are going into dangerous territory. This was an argument that I have heard made in Mumbai's cocktail circles. That because there are people, once you sleep on the...
I'm not saying that.
No, that's what you are saying.
No, I'm not
saying that. It's the responsibility of the state to ensure that you don't sleep on the street.
I'm not saying that. It's a matter of grave concern to an ordinary citizen like me. I'm not saying that. The person...
No, what's your argument when you say that the state...
No. I'm saying that, I'm saying in a country like ours, I'm not saying, I'm not...
Okay, I'll come back to it. I think you're making an interesting point and we should discuss this.
No.
But what is the state doing about ensuring that people do not sleep on the streets? That's what you're saying.
My heart weeps
Okay.
That if I find that in our country, on one hand you have billions of dollars worth people, and on the very road you have people sleeping on the street.
Okay, okay, hold on. I'm going to Salman's family members. Suhail Khan, who is an actor and also producer and has produced some of Salman's films, is coming out. Let's see whether he speaks to the media. Both he and his brother Arbaz Khan, the other brother of Salman, are both there at the court. But I don't think he's going to speak at the moment. I don't think the family really is in a position to really say anything at the moment. They're still digesting the enormity of this verdict. I don't hear them saying anything.
Call me back, call.
I don't think that they have said anything as yet at the moment. Am I correct? Yes, nothing been said. But go ahead, Mr. Bhattacharya, because I want to pursue this point. It's an interesting dimension. Let's be clear. You have said that the state should also ponder about the fact that 4 people were sleeping outside a bakery and then get run over. Let's be clear as to what you want to say.
I am trading into a very dangerous territory against the wind. And this is a wrong time to raise an issue.
No, but do it.
No. But you know, as a sort of freedom of expression and as the overriding responsibility of the state, I mean, nobody can justify rash and negligence driving, and the person concerned has to pay the price, and he has paid the price. Now the question which arises for consideration is, this may happen again. This may happen again. Now this has happened. Now this has raised some kind of a media hype because the person happens to be a Bollywood rock star. How do you know this is not happening in other far corners, villages, cities in the country? So I'm not, please don't, for heaven's sake, don't misunderstand me that I'm trying to justify what has happened. I think God has been kind. God has been kind, that justice has prevailed and the judiciary has risen to its occasion.
13 years later.
Be you ever so high, law is above you.
I take that point. Be you so ever high, law is above you. That has been proven yet again by the courts. But 13 years.
I am making
13 years where some of the arguments of the kind that you made have been made.
Today, with India's economy going 2.3 trillion US dollars, India is now on the world map.
Yes.
We should create a situation. I forget this accident. We should create a situation where at least in places like Bombay, Calcutta, in these metropolitan cities, we don't have poor people who have to...
Mr. Bhattacharya, in this country, the pavement dwellers have existed for 67, 68 years since independence, and we have done nothing for them. And that's the fact. If I do not have a house...
We should do.
I agree we should. But the fact at the moment is
that's the only point
a top star has been convicted by the court for drunk driving and driving that has led to a young person dying and 4 others being injured. And that, to my mind, is the bigger message, a salutary message. You cannot get away.
Absolutely.
As you said, howsoever high you be, the law is higher than you. But,
absolutely.
Okay, Ankit Tyagi, tell me more that you're getting about what the judge said.
Well, his brother Arbaz Khan and family friend Baba Siddiqui, they have left the court and absolutely dejected, disappointed when they came out. We tried to get a reaction from them, but they did not speak, Rajdeep. Both his sisters and other brother Arbaz Khan, they are inside. What we have also been told that Salman Khan is in fact very nervous as of now. He is in the courtroom, sweating profusely. He's soaked right now. So, of course, nervousness there. 13 years later now, he is waiting for the number of years that he's going to get in this case. Also, Rajdeep, as you were talking about, although the family members of the victim are not here right now, but what we have been told is that there was the person who lost his life. His family has in fact spoken to an agency, and they have said that they are very happy that he has been pronounced guilty. So as of now, everybody is just waiting for this quantum of punishment to come through. Mayuresh, my colleague who was inside, in fact, when the proceedings were on, he is here. Mayuresh, tell us what is happening inside and how is Salman Khan?
Salman Khan's body language is very low. We just saw his brother Sohail Khan and a family friend Baba Siddiqui came out. They were very low. Usually we have not seen Sohail or Baba Siddiqui in that way. But right now the proceeding is going, and we are expecting that quantum may take place. Judge will announce a quantum today. So proceeding is right now going, and Salman is there in the witness box, and his body language is totally low. We have never seen Salman Khan like that.
Well, that is what Mayurish was inside. In fact, he's saying that he has not seen Salman Khan ever like that. What happens from here, Rajdeep? As what we have been told is that if the punishment comes out to be less than 3 years, then Salman Khan can secure a bail from this court itself and can walk out and go ahead and, challenge this sentence in the higher court. If it is more than 10 years, more than 3 years, I beg your pardon, he is immediately taken into custody. Then his lawyers will have to approach the Bombay High Court for any sort of relief as far as this case is concerned. So he will be, if it is more than 3 years, he will be taken into custody, will be sent to Asa Road jail, and he will have to wait for his defense team to procure him bail from the Bombay High Court.
Okay. Ankit Tyagi, they're reporting in difficult conditions because there's lots of cameras moving around and not easy to find a space to actually understand what is happening there at the moment in the Salman verdict. But the verdict itself, pretty clear, pretty unambiguous. All the arguments that the defense made have virtually been rejected by the court in this case of Salman Khan. Dilip Tahil, you heard the argument that Mr. Bhattacharya made just now. It was controversial, and you've stirred a controversy. Already people are asking, is Mr. Bhattacharya saying the rights of the pavement dwellers should not be greater than, surely they have their own rights to, if they don't have a roof over their head, what choice do they have but to sleep on the pavements of the country? Okay, give them the roof. That's a larger point.
What Salman Khan has done, I don't defend. Nobody can defend in the world. He has been punished, and I think by evidence, if he has been punished, I think justice has prevailed. Okay. But Rajdeep, there is one more side to it.
Yeah, I take it. I'm just coming back, Mr. Gaur, to the Alistair Pereira case, because I want to look at what happened specifically in the Alistair Pereira case, which was the last big such case. In that case, the judge eventually, and the matter went to the Supreme Court, where he was eventually, it was decided that he gets 3 years, and that was the judgment. Do you believe that that is a fair judgment in a hit and run case that involves loss of life? Or do you believe the original law of 10 years as per the IPC is a fairer sentence in a case like this?
See, the point of sentence is a very crucial stage. Yes. In every case, the sentence has to be given as per the facts of the case.
Yes.
And the situation. Like in present case, undoubtedly 13 years have passed. So as a matter of fact, Salman has faced agony for 13 years. I'm
going to stop you because the victim's wife is here. And I've been waiting to hear their side of the story. Right. We can hear all the Bollywood stars, the real story is the victim's wife. आप बताइए मैडम, कैसे आपको आज, आपने जब सुना पहले कि सलमान को कन्विक्ट किया गया है, उनको गिल्टी ठहराया गया है, किस तरह से आप देखती हैं? दोषी ठहराया गया है, किस तरह से मैडम आप देखती हैं?
क्या बोलना चाहिए? हेलो,
आप दोनों बोलिए जो आपको मन में आया पहली बार जब आपने सुना।
मेरा बोलने का मतलब क्या है भाई?
जी बताइए।
जो मतलब सलमान खान से जो भी है, उनको कोई भी चीज़ का मतलब उनको कोई सजा नहीं होनी चाहिए।
जी बताइए मैडम, आप बताइए क्या होना चाहिए? आपको लगता है किस तरह की सेंटेंस होनी चाहिए सलमान खान को? आप क्या चाहती है कि सलमान खान को 3 साल 10 साल जेल जाए या नहीं?
तो आने वाला है नहीं।
We will try and get back. We will try and get that audio. There's an audio line problem there, but I want to focus on the victim's family, to hear from his wife and his family members, because they really have faced the greatest agony over the last 13 years. Let's be clear. Salman's team has tried to reach out to them. He's tried to claim that, look, I'll look after you. In the Alistair Pereira case, Mr. Gord, in that case, if you remember, he had lost control of his car in 2006 and then drove into a group of construction workers 7 people died, 8 injured. Now 7 people died in the Alistair Pereira case, 8 were injured. 3 years was the sentence that eventually was awarded through the Supreme Court. Salman Khan, 1 person injured, 1 person dead, 4 injured. Does that make any difference?
Yes, that will have a great weightage on the mind of the judge.
It does?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so the fact that the Alistair Pereira case involved a 3-year sentence, was it, should it be increased? Should there be a tougher sentence? This whole debate over what should be the ideal sentence in a hit and run case. What in your view is the ideal? What is the determinant? What determines quantum of punishment in a case like this?
See, I am of the firm view that he must be given the maximum, because what has happened here is whether the Salman Khan is a Bollywood hero or villain at work. To my mind, the conduct after the incident is condemnable. He fled the incidents, he tried to influence the witnesses. As a matter of fact, the investigation itself is not shoddy. To my mind, I am of the firm opinion that this has been influenced. So this is my...
In that sense, do you believe that Salman's lawyers made a mistake by bringing in this driver at the last moment? In a sense, they actually perhaps convinced the judge that this was an attempt being made to obstruct justice.
See, this is a procedure, Rajdeep. Defense witness always take place after the culmination of prosecution witness. But this witness would have been placed before the investigating agency, so that investigation, the role of the investigation agency is to bring out the truth. So if they have not placed this Ashok Singh, the witness which they have produced now, at the time when the investigation was going on, truth would have been different.
So they should have, if indeed Ashok Singh was driving the car, they should have said it much earlier. They should have said it to the investigators in the earlier
at the time of investigation.
At the time of investigation, you can't do it at the stage of trial and suddenly bring a driver and claim that, look, he was the one driving the car. Maybe
absolutely,
it clearly sends out a message that you were trying to obstruct justice, or certainly send out the wrong message to the judicial system.
Second, yes, Salman is always, you can see, Salman is always accompanied with his fleet.
Yes.
So there were certain PSOs, there were certain other persons also. Had Salman alone, was the Salman driving or not, or Ashok Singh was driving, he was accompanied with certain PSOs.
Right.
So his PSOs could have entered the witness box as defense evidence or defense witnesses.
Okay, so, I point taken. Point taken at that moment. Ankit Tyagi, are you still there with us? You've got Mayuresh, I believe, who was inside the court when this was happening. Give us more details as to how this transpired in the court over between 11 and 11:20. Baba Siddiqui there, a friend of Salman. He's the former MLA, also Congress MLA from Bandra. That is Sohail Khan, the brother. And they're both avoiding the cameras at the moment, perhaps waiting to hear more as to what the judge says about the sentence. In the meantime, if Ankit is still with us, and Ankit maybe could tell us, let's just hear what's happening at the moment. I don't think they want to speak to the waiting media at the moment. Can I go to my correspondent Ankit Tyagi, who's there at the moment at the spot? Ankit, you are with Mayuresh. I believe the family members are not speaking at all.
Not at all, and Sohail Khan had just walked off a while back. Baba Siddiqui has come back. Mayuresh, you were inside the courtroom. Who all are inside, and what is the atmosphere inside the courtroom right now?
Atmosphere is totally jam-packed court, and we saw tears in Salman Khan's eyes. It was Salman Khan's eyes were moisture after when judge asked him that, do you want to say something? He didn't say anything, but there were tears in his eyes. We saw that tears in his eyes.
What about his family members? His sisters are inside. Sohail Khan is still inside. What about their reaction? How are they, in fact? Again, I just told you earlier also, the whole family is totally down. Their body language is totally down. We just saw Sohail Khan also. He didn't speak to media, and none of the family members are speaking to media about their feelings. But the atmosphere over is totally down for the Khan family, and we just saw Salman Khan, the tears in his eyes also, and it's a totally jam-packed court, and everyone wants to have a...
Were you able to speak to the prosecution lawyers? Are they going to ask for the maximum punishment? Because we have been told they are going to ask for 10 years.
Right now the proceedings are underway, so we are not able to speak to any lawyer right now, but once the proceeding gets over, we'll definitely have a word with them, and we'll get back to you.
What happens if he's sent to jail? Where will he be taken, by Mayuresh?
According to our sources, he will be first taken to the Arthur Road jail, and after that, if at all, if there is no availability in Arthur Road jail, then he will be transferred to Taloja or somewhere else.
Thank you so much. So Mayuresh was inside Rajdeep telling us that it is a completely packed courtroom. Salman Khan is standing in the witness box. What we have also been told, as Mayuresh was also pointing out, moist eyes after the judge asked him that you are guilty and do you want to say anything about the case. He did not speak about the case. His family is still inside. One brother, Sohail Khan, has left. Nobody willing to speak to the media as of now. Extremely upset with the verdict. But what we have been told is that if it is the quantum is more than 3 years, Salman will be taken to Arthur Road jail, and his defense will then have to approach the High Court, the Bombay High Court, to get some sort of a relief from him. There is also a lot of
Ankit, I'm going to stop you. Ankit, I'm going to stop you at the moment, because I want to go back to the family. As I said, I believe they are the critical people who really have to speak out today, in a sense, because they've not spoken out. Remember, there was an injunction also about getting the family to speak on record while the trial was on. The wife of the victim and the son are with us. आप बताइए मैडम, आप बताइए सर, किस तरह से आप आज का वर्डिक्ट देखते हैं? सलमान को दोषी ठहराया गया है, क्या चाहते हैं आप? क्या चाहते हैं कि सलमान को मैक्सिमम पनिशमेंट हो, या आप समझते हैं कि आपको एक तरह से कानून ने आज एक जस्टिस आपको मिली है, न्याय मिला है आपको?
बात सही है सर, मेरे को मतलब उनसे कोई शिकायत नहीं है, मतलब जब से जानबूझ के तो चलाया नहीं है पर
जी,
तो उनसे मतलब उनके ये बोलने का मतलब ये है, उनको कोई सजा नहीं होनी चाहिए बस।
आप नहीं चाहते कि सलमान को कोई सजा हो?
आ रही है
तो आपको लगता है क्या सलमान के, मैं सच पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या सलमान के वकील या सलमान के दोस्तों ने आपसे संपर्क किया था कि आप इस मैटर को आगे मत बढ़ाइए?
नहीं, मतलब ये केस आगे नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए।
नहीं, सलमान खान के हमसे कोई भेंट नहीं हुआ,
मतलब उनसे हमारे कोई भेंट भी नहीं हुआ, उनसे
कभी नहीं मिले हैं। किस तरह से आप सलमान खान को देखते हैं आज? आप सलमान खान को विलन की तरह देखते हैं, या आप मानते हैं कि सलमान एक तरह से अभी भी आप उसको एक फिल्म स्टार की तरह देखते हैं?
मतलब जैसा इंसान के जैसे दिखता है वैसे ही है ना वो।
तो आज आप क्या चाहते हैं? आज की तारीख में अब 13 साल बाद एक वर्डिक्ट आई है, क्या चाहते हैं आप?
क्या चाहते हैं? उसको आजाद देने के लिए बोल रहे हैं, आजाद दे। अभी जो मर गया इंसान तो आने वाला है नहीं, जो किस्मत में लिखा वही हो गया।
तो आप चाहते हैं एक तरह से कि अगर सलमान को आज कोर्ट कह दे कि हम उनको केवल फाइन दे रहे हैं या 1 साल ही दे रहे हैं, आपको कोई इसमें कोई ऐतराज नहीं? आप नहीं चाहते कि सलमान लंबे समय तक जेल में रहे?
नहीं
तो उसको भी थोड़ा बहुत डर होना चाहिए,
ज़्यादा फालतू नहीं, मतलब उनको ज़्यादा कुछ तकलीफ नहीं होना चाहिए बस।
ठीक है, देखिए, मैं जिस तरह से आपकी बातों से सुन रहा हूँ, ऐसा लगता है मैं कि जैसे आपको एक तरह से लगता है कि सलमान को जितनी पनिशमेंट, जितनी सजा मिलनी थी, मिल गई 13 सालों में।
ये बात सही है।
ठीक है, मैं आपके पास फिर आऊंगा, बट यू नो व्हेन आई हियर एट द मोमेंट इट ऑलमोस्ट सीम्स एज इफ आई मीन, यू नो, that Salman has been the aura around Salman has been able to influence this family today to say that look, we're okay, we don't. Is the judge influenced by the fact that the family today is saying on camera, we are okay if Salman Khan doesn't get a long sentence?
No, I don't think the judge will be influenced.
Will the judge also see this as an attempt, much as in the case of a driver of an obstruction of justice?
No. Judge has done the absolutely correct thing by convicting Salman based on evidence.
Yes.
Now the question is that under 304 part 2, the wordings are, up to 10 years or fine or both. So Rajdeep, you must...
Up to 10 years
or fine.
Up to 10 years fine or both. So it can be a fine also.
It can merely be fine.
It can be. So Salman could be a mere fine. It could be a 1-year sentence. There is no minimum sentence.
There is no minimum sentence.
That's an important. There is no minimum sentence.
Minimum sentence is 0 in jail.
0
and only fine.
And the important fact is, if it is less than 3 years, then in the normal circumstances, he could apply for bail and be granted bail immediately, and the sentence would be suspended.
He can be granted entirely on the discretion of the Sessions Court, and in these circumstances, if the sentence is below 3 years, then I think it is likely that he may.
So there is enormous discretion available today to the judge when it comes to sentencing under section 3042, and that is another big difference between this case and the case of Sanjay Dutt, where in a conspiracy of a terrorist act, there was very little discretion that any judge had, that he was a star, that he was doing charitable work.
But I think some message will have to go for rash and negligent driving. When you kill a person, you should not be allowed to get away lightly.
Right. I take your point. You want to make a quick point there, Ankit Tyagi. Go ahead.
Well, Rajdeep, as you are also talking about the quantum of punishment and a fine that can be put. In fact, the defense, what we have been told inside, is saying that they are ready to pay any amount of compensation as the court may deem fit. So they are trying to get the minimum sentence, also saying that they are ready to pay whatever compensation that the court may deem fit. Apart from that, what we have also been told, that because of massive crowd inside, his brother Arbaz Khan is standing, and he is just a few rows away from Salman Khan. Both his sisters are standing right in front of Salman Khan, and as of now, in between, when the arguments are going on, Salman, in fact, was seen speaking to his sisters. So he is, in fact, very tense, and is wiping sweat off his face. But yes, the lawyers have put in this, that they are ready to pay whatever compensation the judge may deem fit.
Okay. Let's take a break at this point, because I think we are getting more and more, we're trying to get an understanding about the law itself, because culpable homicide not amounting to murder is a law which, as the lawyers in my newsroom, I was about to say courtroom, are pointing out, does give a great degree of discretion to the judge when deciding on quantum of sentence. It can be a fine and or a maximum sentence of 10 years, but doesn't prescribe a minimum. So Salman could get off relatively lightly also, given the Alistair Pereira case example that is there before us. He could get a suspended sentence and be out on bail. Is that enough? Would justice have been served? These are questions that you, the viewer, have to decide. These are questions that Justice Deshpande has to decide as he hears arguments on the quantum of punishment. Back with more in our continuing coverage on this big court verdict this Wednesday morning.